in the car accident. Was, pain-wise, could you kind of gauge compared to that where, how much, where, sort of what you were dealing with even as you got on the plane Sunday?
I mean, it was pretty similar to, probably right after the incident, but fortunately, when we hopped on it quick, immediately got, resources around me, team around me, and we got to work on it. But no, it was, I mean, obviously, as you saw, it was painful as hell.
Myles, Aaron Donald is one of those guys. When you're talking about modern D linemen, one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, I guess just what are your thoughts on him? Watching him, came into the league obviously about 4 years before you. What are your Aaron Donald thoughts?
I mean, the man needs no more, adjectives or descriptors. You say he's one of the best to ever do it in any position. So, I mean, he's a dominant force, and every time he steps on the field, you have to account for him with more than one man. Everyone has to have a plan to address this guy, and just the longevity in which he's doing it. He's been doing it since he came into the league, till now, and he's fun to watch.
There was a time when people would just call him and say he was the best player in football. Right? He would never win the MVP or anything like that. Why do you think it's so hard for guys like him, defensive lineman, JJ?
We don't score touchdowns.
Right.
We're not directly correlated to points, unless you pick up a fumble and you scored, or you catch a pick. You get a strip sack and scoop it up, whatever it is. You're not in complete control of the game pretty much every play like a quarterback is, and it's always going to be held against us. And as much as we do our best to stop what the opposing offense is doing, what the opposing quarterback is doing, taking them out the game, they continue to get the votes. And I mean, if it's a quarterback's having a great year, it's understandable. But defensive players having a good year or a great year, he should be respected and treated with the same kind of praise.
Myles, you guys have been
so we'll do a couple more.
you guys have been really good on defense all year. Most of the down moments have been on the road. Is there anything to that, or is that just how it's happened?
Man, I think it just correlates to us going to get some great rushing teams and not being aggressive as we need to be against the run early, and them being able to keep their playbook a little bit too open. And I don't think it's a matter of focus. Just being able to have that aggression from the jump. And I don't know if we play into the crowd a little bit more, play into the momentum early on. But I think we need to lock in and be ready from the coin toss.
What did you see out of Flacco?
Oh, he looked good. I mean, the guy still has a rocket for an arm, and just like the guy we're playing, he's not leaving the pocket if he doesn't have to. So he's delivering from there, and that's all we need him to do.
Myles, you mentioned that this felt sort of similar to how it felt after the accident. Is this still sort of related back to the accident? What's going on right now?
I wouldn't say so.
No, this is something.
With Joe starting at quarterback, does that increase the pressure or urgency on the defense to go out and play well?
No. Standard is the standard, doesn't change. Whoever's in the backfield. So we're going to continue to do our thing. Like I said, our urgency is just starting fast, because that's something that we need to be better at. Other than that, we're going to keep on continuing to play our game.
Myles, how nice is to have a walk back? Do you feel like you missed his communication last week, and it kind of gives you a boost having it back?
Yeah, I mean, always where he's supposed to be. Great communicator, great leader on the field, and helps a lot of the troops circle the wagons. And whenever he's out there, we're better.
How about Stafford? I know you mentioned him briefly, but just how well is Matt playing, and what makes him so good?
I mean, one of the first guys to just throw from any arm angle, out the pocket. He's tough as they come. Guys' toughness can't be downplayed at all, and he can dime any part of the field. No matter what age he is, he's able to make big plays for his team, and he wants to stay in the pocket. But if he isn't, he gets chased out. He still make plays downfield.
I saw you talking to Jerry West there on Wednesday. Just what was that conversation like for you to be able to talk to him? What was, if you can, what was some of the things he kind of shared with you?
I mean, it was an honor to talk to a legend of any sport, but especially Jerry West, who's you know, huge in this community, done so much for LA, not only through his play, but through himself as an executive, and making the right decisions. Being great with people and being a great person. Talking about success, what winning looks like, what it takes, and how we can transition when it's all said and done, how to move on. But hopefully, got a lot of days from now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Myles. Make it to Lakers game on Saturday?
Nope.
So be there.
Pardon me?
So be there.
Right? I'm really mad at you for bringing this up.
Yeah. Okay, really good day today of work. I was pleased with what the guys, they're locked in. I thought really this entire week they've been very locked in, and incredibly grateful to UCLA for allowing us to be here, and Coach Kelly and his crew, and they've just done a really, really impressive job here at this place, and we've really taken advantage of it. And then, I have to applaud our group. It's very easy for me to say, hey, let's go practice in LA, and then from our operations, logistics, equipment, video, security, you name it, our crews knocked it out of the park. So really appreciative of them. Got to walk through tomorrow here, and then we'll kind of have our normal Saturday meetings before that game on Sunday. We're looking forward to this opportunity. It's a really good football team. They're very well coached. I think they got good players really across the board. So it's a huge challenge, and we have to be about our business to try to go get that win. And with that, I'll take any questions.
How about Myles kind of making what looks like a stunning turnaround from not being able to lift his arm after the game, and now he's going to play?
Yeah, as you know, with Myles and I'd say a bunch of our guys, Mary Kay, they fight their butts off to get to Sunday, and that's what Myles did, and he always does. Nobody's feeling 100% in the National Football League when you get to December, but he sets a great example for our football team, like a lot of our guys do. Amari Cooper this week, just a lot of guys that are battling to be out there on Sunday.
With Dorian being out for Sunday's game, just what have you seen from Joe this week as he's taken like ran the huddle and just played with you guys?
Yeah, I think Joe has a good grasp of our system, of what we're trying to do. We have 48 hours here, so we'll meet some more and make sure he has all the answers that he needs.
You talked about yesterday about just the excitement of getting that chance, if you were going to get that chance. Have you noticed that from him, that how enthusiastic he is to be back on the team and back?
I don't know that Joe's ever been accused of being enthusiastic. Joe's a pro. I've been around pros. He's right up there. He does his job. He's very, very intelligent. So a lot of time in that meeting room with Joe and AVP this week, and making sure he's comfortable and he can talk through it, just because he's been in so many different systems. He's had so much experience in this league. So I think he leans on that experience, certainly in a situation like this.
Since he has only been here 10 days, whatever it is, does that experience really help in this scenario, just stepping in, being able to run an offense from the jump?
Without a doubt. And I think, there's a bunch of different offensive systems in this game, and they all have threads that are common to some, and there's just nuance to what we do and what everybody does. So he's worked very hard to put himself in position to go in that huddle and spit the play out and then operate at the line of scrimmage. He's put in a lot of work at it.
Kevin, the defense has not given up a ton of big plays, but most of them they haven't been on the road. Is there anything to that, or is that just how it's happened?
Yeah, I think when, home field advantage is real. We know that being on the lake with our fans, it's hard to operate for an offense. The one thing I would tell you is maybe snap count becomes something that they can, when they're at home, they can utilize to their advantage, whether they're in the shotgun or under center. So that can, in theory, keep you off balance. But other than that, it's we enjoy the challenge of playing on the road, and that's no different this week as well.
On the flip side of that, it seems like turnover-wise, you look a lot of your early turnover on the road. You've had a lot of early turnovers that kind of put you into early deficits. Is that just?
It's not the plan.
No, I know that's not the point, but I mean, is that just something you chalk up to?
No. You talk. Well, I don't know if home versus road matters. I mean, we talk a lot, Chris, about playing clean. You got to play clean, and clean can be assignment. It can be, your alignment. It can be your technique, and a lot of times that football, when you're not playing clean, it's a center quarterback exchange. We had a quarterback running back exchange. Decisions from the quarterback position when we catch that ball, a technique thing, putting it away. So I think we hone in on those techniques, but we're just trying to play clean ball.
Do you plan to be super aggressive, even though you want to play clean ball? I mean, take advantage of Joe's big arm, and you got to go out there, and you're probably going to have to score some points. Can you be aggressive with him this short time span?
We just have to do whatever it takes to win, really. We know the challenge that we have. Obviously, with Joe and with all of our players, you want to play to the strengths of your players, but we're just trying to do anything we can to win this one.
How do you think Myles and Amari looked today after not practicing a whole lot?
Yeah, I thought they looked good.
What's Kyron Williams added to their offense? I mean, what
Yeah.
dimension does that open up for
Yeah,
them?
he's just a good football player. I mean, has big play potential. When it's blocked well, he can really go. If it's not blocked, he can make plays on his own. He's an impressive player. He has our attention, and you just watch the tape from last week. He jumps off the tape.
How do you speak the same language with Joe in such a short time frame?
Yeah, I think he's been in a lot of systems. I've been in a lot of systems. AVP's been in a lot of systems. So you very quickly can drill down on things that he's called it, what we call it, what he's comfortable with. So it's kind of like everybody speaks a version of the same language. But again, it's the benefit of being out here. We've spent a lot of time together this week getting him up to speed.
Jim said yesterday he has confidence that Greg's going to bounce back from giving up those plays against Denver. What is it about Greg that gives you guys that confidence?
Yeah, I have a ton of confidence in Greg. He's a good football player. He's made a ton of plays for us in his career as a corner. That's at times you're going to get beat. That's occupational hazard, but he'll bounce back.
Looking forward to getting Amari incorporated more downfield a little bit, perhaps with Joe's arm.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, Amari's good anywhere he catches the football. Obviously, he's his yards per catch I know are high. He's a player that can take a short route and turn it into a big one. You can throw it deep to him. He comes down with the ball, so we'll use him any which way we can.
And he's got some natural timing already, Joe does, with Elijah. Do you think that might?
Yeah, I think that's helpful. When Joe gets out here at practice and he's throwing to guys, a lot of the times, he's throwing routes for the first time to that guy on that specific route. You can't rep everything prior to practice. So I think he worked real hard understanding our guys, and anytime you can have a bit of a book on a player like he does with Elijah, I think that's beneficial.
You got another lineman that can do fullback role if Nick Harris can't play?
Yeah, well, we have multiple guys that can do that. You can put linemen back there. You can put tight ends back there.
Good.
Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. See you guys. Training camp out here, maybe? I'll talk to JW.
Wasn't Michael that? Wasn't done that?
Yeah, I mean, not the movement,
Yeah.
the same.
So, Elijah, how much are you looking forward to catching passes from Joe Flacco again?
Yeah, it's like a family reunion. Whenever he came, I had sent him a text. It was like this little joke of like us reconnecting. It was this joke of like an old guy coming back to his old high school, and the students and the teachers switch, and they just do this little handshake. But I'm super excited to see Joe back out there. I know that he's happy to be in an environment where he's working hard again, and he's around like familiar faces. So that was what he said to me, and I'm just happy to see him happy.
What's the communication been like with him as he's adjusted to this offense this week? So like you sharing things with him talking with you, that kind of thing.
So Joe has experience in the league. He's played in this specific offense. So I think terms has changed a little bit as far as words, but he's kind of knows he knows what he's doing as far as his particular job. So
Amari said watching it. Amari said watching him a couple times looked like poetry in motion.
Yeah.
He threw the ball for you, I mean, you've worked with him for a number of years. What is it like, watching him throw and and being on the receiving end of those passes?
Joe has like a calmness type of aura to him, to where like if you're ever hyped, he's not going to give you that same energy back. He's going to get the job done, but he's going to show you that he can get it done in a controlled environment, and which you love, because football brings a lot of emotions, and Joe's the type of person, you ever watch him, if you call somebody emotion, he's just going to be like, he's going to do little mannerisms, to show that he has it under control, and that's his personality, so major respect to him.
How necessary or valuable is that, given all the things you guys have gone through, right? He's your fourth starting quarterback, you've had a bunch of injuries, to have a guy, and he said yesterday, that can help kind of calm the water.
I feel like that's exactly what we needed. I know we were shopping around for people, and that's a decision that the players don't really get to choose, but I know that everyone's happy that it is him.
Elijah, your old team had to change QBs this one. Do you get used to it? Do you just feel like, hey, we got to do this?
I don't have a choice. I've been going through this all my years in the league and even in college, so it's just what the game has become. You got good defensive players that hurt guys like that, and it's becoming a game where it's very physical at all aspects, so it's always next man up.
With all of the different quarterbacks that you guys have had to adjust to, there have been, some drop passes in the last couple of weeks. Why do you think that might be different on Sunday, with Joe at quarterback, or what do you have to do?
I don't think Joe makes that decision as far as drop passes. I think that's a us type of thing. He doesn't really contribute to that. We just got to focus in. That's it.
Okay, I just thought maybe, does he throw like a super catchable ball?
Yeah, he throws good, but if he didn't or not, that shouldn't be a factor,
How nice is it that Amari's going to be able to go? Obviously, didn't know when it happened Sunday, and he had to leave the game, and I know you guys are all tough. What to say about him, that he's going to be out there?
He always fights through, even if it seems like in the moment he's questionable. I've never seen him since I've been here, and what I've heard, that he hasn't came back from something strong. If you look at him, he's another person that doesn't really have too much emotion. You're not going to know how he's feeling, but in his head, you obviously know how he comes back, that he was feeling fine. So another major credit to him, too.
He looked good today?
Yeah, he looked fine. He looked good.
You guys are such a close, tight-knit family. We've been watching this since the Greenbrier, and we got news today that, that Michael Woods is suspended for the final 6 games of the season for violating NFL's personal conduct policy. So just wondering, I know you talk about all these guys like that's my brother. I'm wondering, what is your feeling on that, and how are you maybe supporting Michael for this?
Yeah, so I didn't even know about that, and because he hasn't really been in the building since I've gotten here, so I can't even be fake and say that I'm super close with him. I haven't really had the luxury of building that relationship, but since I know that now, I definitely reach out to him.
Yep.
Perfect.
Hey, thanks,
Thanks,
Elijah.
Elijah. Appreciate it.